NEMA denies Abuja warehouse looting fortifies facilities nationwide. Federal government denies facility relocation as Northern Elders Forum pushback. Lagosians decry worsening economic situation occasioned by government reforms. And from the international scene, Haiti government declares a state of emergency. Hello and welcome to Trust News Update. I am Sumaya Abubakar. Thanks for joining us, and now the details. The National Emergency Management Agency has rebutted the media reports alleging the looting of its warehouse in Abuja, clarifying that the warehouse in question does not belong to the agency. In a statement shared by the NEMA press unit on Sunday, the agency expressed sympathy with the owners of the looted facility. However, the Agricultural and Rural Development Secretariat of the Federal Capital Territory Administration confirmed the looting of its warehouse in Day on Sunday by FCT residents, attributing it to economic hardship in the country. According to Zakaria Aliyu, the spokesperson for the ARD Secretariat, the resident had looted everything in the store and vandalized the premises, including removing roofs and windows.
The warehouse in Tasha. People are hungry.
Can I call you back? I did. Man, boy is the best. Oh, boy is the scatter area. Oh, boy is the best. Oh, boy. This is, I think this is Tasha One warehouse.
The federal government has initiated a new expatriate employment levy policy, imposing a hefty fine of 3 million naira for companies found in violation. Offenses under this policy include the failure to submit the IL, failure to register an employee, corporate and tight entities, not renewing the IL within the 30 days, and providing false information on IL. The expatriate employment levy is a financial contribution mandated for employers hiring foreign workers, primarily targeting the offshore earnings of expatriates in Nigeria. The objective is to promote balanced economic growth and workforce development by ensuring fair contribution from expatriate employment. President Bola Ahmed Tinubu officially launched the policy on February 28, 2024, emphasizing its role in bridging wage gaps between expatriates and the Nigerian labor force while enhancing employment opportunities for qualified Nigerians in foreign-operated companies. The Minister of Aviation and Aerospace Development, Festus Keyamo San, has refuted claims suggesting that the ministry intends to relocate a firefighting simulator from the Nigerian College of Technology Zaria to Lagos State. In a statement issued by his special advisor on media and communication, Tunde Moshood, on Monday, the minister dismissed these assertions as the work of mischief makers. He alleged proposal sparked reactions, including cautionary remarks from the Northern Elders Forum, expressed by its Director of Publicity and Advocacy, Abdul Aziz Suleiman, on Sunday, deeming the purported move worrisome. Keyamo addressed the claim directly in the statement, highlighting that it was baseless and purely concocted to cause disruption. He emphasized that there is no truth to the rumor and assured that the ministry has no plans for such a relocation. Additionally, he acknowledged the House of Representatives' motion on the matter, but deemed it unnecessary, given that he had already reassured the Speaker of the House in a private meeting that the rumor had no basis in reality. Now, over the weekend, telecommunication operators barred no fewer than 40 million telephone lines following the expiration of the February 28, 2024 deadline set by the Nigerian Communication Commission. Now, this marks a significant increase from the initially planned deactivation of 12 million telephone lines as mandated by the NCC directive. In a notice issued in December 2023, the NCC instructed telcos to deactivate SIMs that had not been linked to their owners' national identity numbers by the specified deadline. Despite calls for an extension, the NCC Director of Public Affairs, Ruben Moka, ruled out any possibility of prolonging the deadline, warning of sanctions against telcos that failed to comply. The chairman of the Association of Licensed Telecommunications Operators of Nigeria, Gbenga Adebayo, confirmed that telcos indeed deactivated 12 million lines in accordance with the directive. The residents of Lagos State have voiced their disconnect with the prevailing hardship across the country, attributing it to the impact of the economic reforms by the Tinubu administration. A cross-section, while speaking to Trust TV, said the hardship has persisted unabated despite promises by the government to ameliorate the situation. Trust TV's Ajibade Awofeso reports.
Despite the President Bola Tinubu's assurances of better days ahead as a result of the ongoing economic reforms, residents who spoke to Trust TV News have expressed their dissatisfaction with the current situation, stating that the hardship continues to affect them significantly.
We are debating that yes, things will change for better, but things are getting worse. Price of items are increasing daily by daily. Check out the dollar rate to naira. I've never seen a country where dollar keep on moving and the government has nothing to do about it. We are suffering, we are starving, hunger is killing us. And imagine, I could remember during the time of Buhari and Diagmo, when dollar was rising, the government did all what they have at hand to control the dollar, to that the ratio of dollar to naira was 2 to 1. But now look at what is going on in the country.
It really touched me that our president is doing this to us. People are really dying. Our young ones, the ones that need to even grow up, they are dying young because of the situation, the crisis, the increasement of the goods and services of everything. It's just making people fed up. Our government to please change. They should change. Our country needs to be good.
For many, the high cost of living has become an additional burden, leading to regret over the Tinubu-led administration's unfulfilled promise of a renewed hope. They expressed disappointment as their expectations have been shattered by the unprecedented challenges they face. They eagerly anticipate decisive action from the federal government to address the economic challenges plaguing the nation. In comparison, some perceive previous administrations as more beneficial and effective, highlighting a stark contrast with the current government.
The former government is better than this government. Food is too expensive. Transport is too expensive. Food, even groundnut oil, we cannot even see groundnut oil to cook.
Because what we are facing in Nigeria now is very, very hard. Very, very difficult. Especially the poor. The young youths now, they are outside begging. Meanwhile, some are ready to steal. Stealing is going on everywhere.
I need to bring first thing that I want, money for food as a citizen, money for food. The food will cost. Take on clothes we wear. There is no money outside. As a youth, the suffering is too much.
While concerns persist among the populace that the current dire condition may persist, it is crucial for the federal government to fulfill its responsibility and provide the citizens with good governance. Ajibade Awofeso, Trust TV News, Lagos.
There is a mounting apprehension regarding the proposal to merge the Air Force Institute of Technology with the Nigerian Defense Academy as outlined in the Oronsanye panel report. President Bola Tinubu approved the implementation of this report on February 27, 2024 aiming to streamline the government agencies and institutions for cost-cutting and operational efficiency. The report suggests merging the Nigerian Army University and AFIT into the NDA at the 7th matriculation ceremony of AFIT. Professor Kabir Bala, the Vice-Chancellor of Ahmadu Bello University, Zaria, commented on the decision, labeling it as a policy matter. Air Vice Marshal Sani Rabe, the commandant of AFIT, expressed concerns, suggesting that those behind the recommendation might not fully understand AFIT's operations. He emphasized that AFIT was established primarily to train Nigerian Air Force personnel in logistics, armament, aircraft maintenance, and communication. However, it later opened its doors to civilians to benefit from its facilities. The National Drug Law Enforcement Agencies has intercepted a 40-year-old businessman, Ejike Chibuke Solomon, at the Nnamdi Azikiwe International Airport in Abuja, attempting to smuggle 1.45 kilograms of cocaine concealed in his luggage. Solomon was apprehended while trying to board an Ethiopia Airlines flight bound for Vietnam via Addis Ababa, Ethiopia. NDLEA spokesperson Femi Babafemi disclosed that the illicit substance was discovered hidden in Solomon's bag during a thorough search by NDLEA officers. Now, despite claiming to be on a business trip to Vietnam, Solomon was taken into custody for further investigation. In a separate operation, a special unit of the NDLEA targeted members of the syndicate dealing in methamphetamine, cocaine, and heroin in Lagos. The raid led to the discovery of 10.12 kilograms of methamphetamine at the residence of Esimoni Amachuku Christopher, located at 14 Arochuku Street, Ejibo. Christopher's associate, a 40-year-old Evelyn Nneka Okem, was found in possession of the illicit substance, and Christopher is currently evading arrest. In the ongoing war against smuggling, the Oyo-Osun Command of the Nigerian Customs Service has made a significant seizure of counterfeit drugs valued at approximately 1.7 billion naira from smugglers. Among the intercepted pharmaceuticals are 7 sacks of 625 milligrams of augmentin tablets, 22 sacks of ampiclos, and 24 sacks of 500 milligrams of amoxicillin capsules. During a tour of the confiscated goods since January, the controller of customs for the Oyo-Osun Area Command, Ben Oramalugo, disclosed that these items were discovered in Bakatari along the Oyo-Ogun border, cleverly concealed within electronic appliances. Additionally, 4 kilograms of Indian hemp, valued at around 126,000 naira, were seized along with other ties. Other confiscated items include 34 cartons and 5 bottles of foreign wine, 40 bottles of 5 liters foreign vegetable oil, and 344 kegs of premium motor oil.
The decision we have made is a very, very marvelous decision. Because if we are, and those drugs, they were heading to the north. You don't know who may consume it, those drugs. So it is good that we nip it in the bud and arrested those fake particular products. So I want to thank the officers and men that initiated this arrest. And after this press conference, we will go outside to see the vehicle and those fake pharmaceutical products. In light of the ongoing economic difficulties, we are committed to facilitating trade in essential commodities and supporting the federal government effort to enhance food security.
You're watching Trust News Update. Coming up, House of Representatives push for Disabilities Act compliance. This and more after the break. Stay with us. Welcome back and thank you for staying with us. If you are just joining us, this is Trust News Update. Here's a recap of our top stories. Report UNEMA denies Abuja warehouse looting, fortifies facilities nationwide. And federal government denies facility relocation as Northern Elders Forum pushback. Moving on to more stories, Senator representing the Federal Capital Territory, Ireti Kingibe, has expressed concerns over the activities of child traffickers and activities of illegal baby factories in Nigeria. While moving a motion on the need for the Senate to take action, Senator Kingibe decried the ugly trend of kidnapping of children in the FCT by the criminals, particularly in the three area council of Kuje, Gwagwalada and Kwali. Providing context for moving off the motion, the senator explained that on the 18th of February 2024, she received a letter of complaints bordering on the stealing, abduction, and trafficking of children by one Madam Success Nwako of Gwagwalada. Now, Kwali and Uje area councils from the Missing Children's Parents Association, a non-governmental body based in the Gwagwalada Area Council of Abuja. She noted that in the letter, the association complained that the kidnapping of children started sometime in 2018 and has continued unabated despite efforts made to conquer it. Now, the lawmaker also urged the National Agency for the Prohibition of Trafficking in Persons and Other Related Offences to, as a matter of urgency, put operational mechanism in place for prompt responses to reported cases of the human trafficking and baby factory incidents across the country.
This organized crime has become a great threat to the peace and well-being of the three area councils and their environs, and as such, it is imperative that urgent steps are taken to address this matter. Accordingly, my prayers are that the Senate resolves to urge the Nigerian Police Department of State Services and other relevant security agencies to be thoroughly involved in the matter with a view to bringing all the perpetrators to book, put modalities in place for the recovery of the missing children, and also urge the National Agency for the Prohibition of Trafficking in Persons and Other Related Offences to, as a matter of urgency, put operational mechanisms in place for prompt responses to reported cases of human trafficking and baby factory incidences across the country. I so move.
Second, this motion, very important motion by my sister, Senator Ireti Kingibe. This Senate has to rise up against this ugly monster, a hydra-headed monster, as well as a cancer, that is child trafficking.
The Nigerian House of Representatives has affirmed and reaffirmed its dedication to enforcing compliance with the Disabilities Act across various ministries, departments and agencies of the government. Bashiru Daudu, the chairman of the House Committee on Disability Matters, made this declaration during the signing and validation of the partnership charter between the aviation stakeholders and a non-governmental agency at the National Assembly in Abuja. The report.
The Disability Act, officially known as the Discrimination Against People with Disabilities Prohibition Act 2018, was enacted by the National Assembly to safeguard the rights of individuals with disabilities and enhance their overall well-being. However, despite its enactment, compliance with the Act has not received adequate attention since the expiration of the grace period in January. The chairman of the committee, while acknowledging the Speaker of the House, Honorable Tajuddin Abbas, for his visionary leadership in establishing the committee and assembling a dedicated team to champion disability rights, affirmed that the committee remains committed to closely monitoring government agencies' adherence to the law. This oversight extends to critical areas such as recruitment, housing, transportation, and healthcare.
So from now on, the law really takes effect. And I will advise those who are not very familiar with it to be very familiar with it, because what it does is that it not only protects the rights of persons with disability, it also promotes the welfare of persons with disabilities.
Stakeholders here expressed dismay over the lack of effective implementation of the law, which has resulted in continued discrimination and marginalization of persons with disabilities. They emphasized the importance of enforcing the provisions of the Disabilities Act to ensure equal opportunities and access to resources for individuals with disabilities.
Programs with airport stakeholders and workers, wherein a directive was issued by the Nigerian Civil Aviation Authority, putting an end to the airline operators' demand for their for UPWDs to be accompanied by an aid for every traveler, and as well compliance by the airlines with said directive before close of business on the 26th of April 2022.
Section 14 is specific on the right that we have as persons with disability. One, right to accessible aircraft. So like the SSA said, we do not have to be carried like bags to enter into the aircraft. We have right to accessible aircraft, section 14, sub 1A of the Disability Act.
And then something goes wrong and maybe there's a tech on that aircraft and they now have to send you, there has to be an aircraft swap. And the aircraft they are swapping, with does not have facility for you. Please, we always plead that you just, listen to what become. Listen to what they have to tell you, because they will always find an alternative for you, but it might not be at that moment. Because really, if there's nothing they can do at that moment, there is nothing they can do to fly you. But there are other options, options of compensations.
The signing of the charter between the aviation stakeholders and the PWDs signifies a concerted commitment to address the challenges faced by persons with disabilities in accessing air transportation and to implement sustainable solutions.
President Bola Ahmed Tinubu has assured the international business community that Nigeria is ready for serious business, as his administration will deal decisively with any interest in the country who undermine investor confidence in the Nigerian economy. The president has also pledged to remove all bottlenecks standing in the way of profitable and legitimate enterprise in the country. Speaking at the Nigerian Qatar Business and Investment Forum in Doha on Sunday, President Tinubu told Qatari investors that Africa's largest economy and its systems are being reformed and upgraded, and asked Qatar's captain of industry to report any government official who demand a bribe or any form of inducement at any point in their business endeavor in the country. A statement from the special advisor to the president on media and publicity, Ajuri Ngelale, said the president noted that the war against corruption and insecurity in Nigeria has been significantly strengthened with the appointment of the former chairman of the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, the EFCC, Malam Nuhu Ribadu, as National Security Advisor.
Open for business. Open for honest partnership, to assure you that the country as a whole, of over 240 million people, is ready and anxious to welcome you and your investment with open arms and open mind, to assure you that your investment is safe in our hands. We have men and women of great reputation here. I believe you forged a committee, established a good committee that will exchange ideas and continue the communication.
From the international scene, Haiti's government on Sunday declared a state of emergency and a nighttime curfew in a bid to quell a wave of violence sparked by a gang assault on the capital city's main prison that allowed thousands of inmates to escape. The government said in a statement that the state of emergency and 6 p.m. to 5 a.m. curfew would be effective from Sunday to Wednesday, March 6th. Both measures would apply to the Quest region, which includes the capital, Port-au-Prince, and would be subject to renewal. The government said the objective of the measures would be to allow it to re-establish order and take the appropriate measures to take back control of the situation. Economy Minister Patrick Michel Boisford signed the statement as the country's acting Prime Minister. Prime Minister Ariel Henry was in Kenya last week to sign an agreement to deploy police from the East African country to lead a UN-backed law and order mission to the gang-plagued Caribbean nation. And with that, we wrap up news updates on Trust TV. Do not forget to follow us across all our social media platforms and join our YouTube live stream for more news programs and documentaries. I am Sumaya Abubakar. Thanks for watching.